Go.
Go over there.
Go recording. We're recording. We're live.
There. Okay, good. Thanks. So we missed quite a bit of our introduction here to our, if that thing didn't record it. But anyways, we've done question 4 now. We're on question 4. And it says, what was the steward's ultimate course of action? How would it solve his problems? Okay.
He had the people cut down what they owed the Lord so that he can collect the bills easier.
Right. He lowered them down.
He reduced their bills.
Okay.
This will cover what he has wasted.
Right. Do you think it was honorable to reduce the bills?
Well, according to this, it's not. It's Mammon's work, you know.
Yeah.
It was,
That's right.
Yeah.
You know the story, the rest of the story. That's right. We don't know whether this was something that he should have done, but it does say that the Lord was happy that he did it, right? His Lord. Yeah. His Lord. But we're going to talk about that later, the spiritual implications of that.
But he
yeah.
said he was shrewd. He was planning his future.
Yeah, he was planning
If he was honest,
yeah.
he would have done that. So,
yeah.
in spite of saying, you did a good thing looking after yourself,
right.
but I'm firing you because you were dishonest
right.
to begin with.
Mm-hmm. Because of his dishonesty that he
yeah.
was called being accused.
That's right.
So
he was dishonest.
He's now covering it.
He's covering it. But there's other implications too, right? He wants to... Do you think he reduced it to save himself some friends for when he does get fired?
And maybe they'll say,
That's
you
what
were
he
good
said.
to me.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
So
he's thinking about the future, not the present.
Yeah, he's thinking.
He's not worried about, he's just thinking about...
they'll say, okay, we'll help you, you help us.
Other friends.
Michelle.
Basically, a little bit of a bribe.
He's shrewd.
He's shrewd.
And they said that, that's one of the reasons he was commended, because he is part of the generation that is shrewder, wiser than the children of light.
Michelle, can you pass that to Jody? This, yeah, she will. No, this.
Both of them.
She can watch and film me.
Thank you.
Us. Very good. Thank you, Jody, for doing that.
No problem.
Go, Jody, go. All right. So thanks. Okay, can you repeat what you said? I'm sorry, I got interrupted, but it was a good reason.
Okay. He was actually commended for being shrewd.
Okay.
Because he was part of that generation that he's not. I guess he's not one of the generation of the children of light.
Right.
He's one of the shrewd people.
He's shrewd.
And that's what his job required.
He's a good businessman.
I think someone said that that's what he's required of his job.
Okay, to be shrewd.
Yeah, because he was working for a rich man. A rich man wouldn't hire somebody that didn't know how to look after money.
Right. Right. Shrewd doesn't mean you're dishonest, though.
No, not necessarily.
You're kind of cunning, which
yeah.
is a little bit on the edge of being dishonest.
Yeah.
Not dishonest, but
manipulative.
Yeah, unethical. And selfish.
Unethical.
Selfish.
Shrewd is unethical. I didn't realize that.
A little bit on.
Okay. Yeah, it could be. Okay. Tends to. Okay.
I think these people couldn't pay their bills, and he was kind of soft-hearted and let it go until he just about lost his own job. And so then he went and said, if you can just pay me half.
Yeah. Well,
just pay me half.
Yeah.
And then the books are square, so he had something to give to the rich man. And
yeah, we could look at it in that way.
Yeah, that's a different.
Yeah.
Works for me.
This is a very subjective.
Had to do that.
It's quite subjective in some ways.
Something from nothing. Right?
This particular parable, but yeah. Anyways, can we move to question 5 then? Thank you for your comments. Excellent comments, by the way. Why did the master commend him, even though the steward was still cheating him?
It was a very shrewd move, and now all those people owed paid their bills.
Yeah. Paid their bills, yeah.
They paid their own.
Even at a reduced,
At a reduced rate.
yeah. Yeah, he was happy about that. It's better than not having nothing.
Yeah.
Now he's got maybe more than half, in some cases half, some of it three-quarters.
He was
Verse
actually
8 says he-
fulfilling his bill
Huh?
myself.
Yeah. Verse 8 says he had done wisely.
That according to the,
Shrewdness of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
job. Shrewd needs.
right. Okay, good. Question 6, how do you reconcile Jesus now telling his followers to be like an unjust man? Tough question, huh?
Wow.
Was he actually telling them that,
He said that man was careful how he did it.
how he did it, okay?
And he is in the world, how much more careful should we be with our children of light?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
He's not wasting the resources. He at least was able to recoup on at least half of the resources. Or he was able to, you know, he wasn't just saying, oh, sorry, I can't get anything out of these people. Or he actually went and got what was necessary. So Jesus wants us to take what gifts we've been given and use them. Sometimes we're not going to end up with much, but we're using them.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
okay. All right, thank you. I'll share with you what I've discovered on this. And not to say anything what you've said against that, but what Jesus, or excuse me, what this particular person did was actually, what Jesus was doing, I should say, he was actually using an illustration that was quite common to them, okay? It was quite common for them to use. In other words, it says, make to yourself friends by means of the mammon of unrighteousness, okay? It's stated there in the scripture, right? I think it's verse
9.
9. And I say to you, make friends for yourselves by unrighteous mammon, that when you fail, they may receive you into everlasting home. So this was quite common understanding, this particular, what Jesus is quoting here. They understood that. When he said that, they knew what he was talking about. This was quite a normal thing for them to do, okay? So what what is this? What does it mean? Make friends for yourselves by unrighteous mammon.
Isn't it like don't cut your ties?
Don't cut your ties, okay? In other words, do it in a different word.
Well, like making friends
Okay.
with somebody that's unrighteous means don't cut things off so that you can't communicate with them anymore.
Yeah. Mammon was a form of wealth or riches, right?
So make that relationship work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even in whatever way that you can, maintain that relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what it reminds me of is when you hear about people who, righteous Adventists who actually go into bars
Right.
and mingle with
The unrighteous.
drunks or
Right.
whatever, and come out blessed because
Right.
they are blessed.
Not like one of my friends did
He
before.
never came out until the bar closed. Oh, you heard of me!
No, I heard of one fella, I won't say who, but in one particular church that I was a part of, he'd occasionally come to church, right? But he actually would start witnessing in the bar, and that's only when he was
I would totally go
drinking.
do that.
Oh, yeah.
was
I wouldn't drink, but I would
But he
certainly
was
go and
drinking,
talk to drunk
and that's
people
when
about
his
Jesus.
mouth, he preached there. In fact, one person credits him for being in the church when he preached.
God used them.
God used him in spite of his,
Yeah.
Jesus went to the
No.
parties.
yeah, he went to parties.
No, but he didn't drink. No,
I'm not
but he went.
condoning the act of drinking.
No.
I'm just saying maybe,
No.
yeah, it's a good thing to preach.
Sometimes, and for some people.
Yeah,
And that might be
But
the.
I would not encourage that.
No.
no,
Because that person might
yeah,
FAS, it would be the wrong thing for them to do, no
Right.
matter how they could preach in there, because that would be their downfall.
Yeah.
And
Right.
it does say you do have to be careful how others see you, because your freedom could
Yeah.
cause somebody else's downfall.
that's right.
You
I
might
agree.
not do anything wrong,
I
but
agree.
they see it,
I know.
and it.
That's where I have to be careful.
Or
I
somebody-
said if I wasn't well-known, if I wasn't known in the community,
Yeah.
I would do it. But if I'm known in the community,
It's
I
best
wouldn't
not
do
to.
it
Why?
as a pastor.
Yeah,
As a pastor.
They don't have anything, they'll just see you come out and then.
And they
That's
would
all
just
they have
accuse
to
you
do.
of being,
That's
Right
all
there,
they have
big,
to do.
yeah,
It would
yeah.
Yeah,
discourage them.
but
yeah,
don't you care more what God thinks than what man thinks?
yeah.
Because you know and God
I know
knows.
there's arguments for both sides. You're right.
Because you know and God knows that you didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to just kind of
And you
lightly do it.
I know, but what I'm saying is,
I'll
you should,
stand outside
as
the door
long,
when they come.
as long as you're not doing anything wrong, and you know that God, because God sees
Yeah.
everything. God knows if you're doing right or wrong.
That's
For
right.
sure.
But you still have to exercise wisdom and you still have to
You
go
do.
in there with prayer,
do.
right?
You don't just do a thing
And I
because
think
I want to.
certainly
You
some
think
people
of
do.
the consequences.
I mean, Ed and Gordon and I went to
Yeah, but-
a wake in, I guess it was a wake. It was like
Yeah.
a follow-up
Yeah.
to a service for somebody in the bar in Union Bay on Sabbath.
Right.
And it was like a really unusual situation. I haven't been in a bar probably in many years. And to go there and then to have, you know, as it worked, we got to know everybody who was part of the service. And then when we were leaving, someone said to the brother of the fellow who had died, "Oh, it's so lovely you brought all your friends from the church here to the service." They were actually very moved, and Ed was having a discussion with some guy at the bar, and I went over and said, "Ed, these drunks, you don't really have to carry on.
Yeah.
You know, you've
Yeah.
done what you need to do by being here."
Jesus's
Okay, Bernie
method.
was wanting
Yes.
to say something earlier, and then Jody.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, Bernie.
Just before I say, your friend has one person saved because of him I'm in church.
Yeah,
How many has he turned away because of that?
yeah, that's a good point.
You know,
That's very
you
good
can't just
point.
say, I don't care
Yeah.
what others think of me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I
right.
am a witness what I am doing.
Yeah,
So that's
But
because he
now-
was drinking, but I'm saying if he went into the bars and preached without drinking, then
yeah.
Yeah,
long as
it's
he-
okay.
didn't do anything
Now,
wrong.
He had that thought before you,
Right.
he just didn't have time to express it.
reconciling what Jesus for us to be like an unjust man. I'm wondering, was Jesus telling them, be willing to forgive people what they owe you.
Yeah,
Be willing to happily reduce what they give you. Be like the unjust man.
yeah, yeah,
Be
You know,
forgiving.
make sure that you make friends of people rather than
yeah, then leave
say, you owe me that, give me that, and that's it.
a bitter,
Be willing to
yeah.
reduce, be willing to forgive, be willing
Good
to
point.
let go.
yeah. Jody, you had a comment? Thank you.
Well, just
Yeah.
thinking about people going to a bar or some other place to reach others.
Yeah,
Jesus, his method was to reach people where they are.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, and if there is a man or a woman who has a problem with alcohol and goes to the bar every night, well, how else are you going to get to them?
Yeah.
If that's the only place that you can get to them,
Then
there's
you-
no other opportunity, right?
Right.
Or you start making alcohol and you put it
No.
like
No,
breadcrumb to put on the trail.
no.
Well, the
I-
social atmosphere
No.
for those people is the bar. I don't know if they could come to a pool hall or whatever. Usually
Yeah.
there's a bar beside them. But you gotta go where they're at. That's what Jesus did. That's why he was called a wine bibber
Yeah,
and a harlot.
yeah.
It was, yeah. I don't know
Not
about
a
the
harlot.
Not a harlot.
Not a harlot.
Friends of ours.
Friends of harlot. What am I thinking?
That's
Friends
right,
of harlot.
Yeah.
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 Right, yeah.
Glutton.
And a glutton.
But you know what? Some pastors take image too far,
Yeah.
and they're so worried about what the world thinks more than what God thinks.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was traveling,
Yeah.
and I was in a new town, kind of like this. I called the church to give me a ride. Oh, we don't have any females to come pick you up. I'm like, well, can't you come? Oh, no, I'm a male pastor, I will. You wouldn't even have a female in this car because
Right.
the thought.
Yeah.
But this pastor, he didn't have a problem coming to pick me up because he wasn't worried about,
What other
but some,
people think.
I know, but some pastors thought,
it depends.